What's going on YouTube? We're back here with another video on K0 Nightmare, and in today's video we're going to be talking about support decks that you could build to use with your Heidemarie. So obviously we had a video talking about some Heidemarie builds, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys did check out and probably grinded yourself, but most importantly it's also good to have some support decks that really work with us. So that's what we're going to get into today's video. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Like, subscribe, run up. Let's get to it. So the first character I'm going to start off with is obviously going to be Nia. 4-star, she's on her banner, so if you're a new player you should actually be able to get Nia if you're summoning for Heidemarie, and I feel like everyone does have her. So there are two type of builds I'm gonna go with when it comes to Nia, and one of them's gonna be this one right here. So what you would actually want to do is go back into the zero system, see if you could find a dimensional tunnel from season 1 and try to get a tier 15 if you could, and basically play that world until you can get yourself an eternal hunger. With the adagios, of course, perfect deck would have been to get the godlike epiphany with 1 AP on these adagios, but thankfully because of the salty system I can just use one of the edit save data, apply random divine epiphany, just grind out salty, get this, then apply them to adagio. So that's one way to go about it if you don't get the godlike epiphany, but I feel like if you could just get all 4 of them, that's good enough. With the eternal hunger is perfect. And you know, to top it off, I also got this with it, which might not be the craziest thing, but just to start off the bat with another draw and an extra AP, I feel like it's always going to be amazing. But yeah, this is a typical build you would love to get on Nia, which is going to be amazing with Heidemarie. To be fair, amazing with a lot of freaking characters, to because you're going to be able to draw a whole bunch of cards with adagio, with eternal hunger. You're going to be able to get yourself some decibel and elasticity as well, which is always going to be nice. And I actually really like this G code. This G code gives you 2 decibels and it lets you check the top 3 cards and you could choose one to activate. So I really like the G code and Soul Rift. If you could get some common epiphanies for these 2 cards and they will like draw one, that could also be really good too. But yeah, if you could get a deck like this, that would be amazing. And you could always just use the salty divine epiphanies to get 1 AP on adagio. And just so you guys do know, they have been changing something. So I believe even though this is technically a season 1 deck, right, you can use them in every game mode but Nebula Distortion. If you do want to grind another new build for season 3 that you could use the Nebula Distortion, or that you could just get one of the new persona cards, you could go for something like this where you just get 4 normal adagios. Obviously it would be best if you could get the godlike epiphany with them, but you could always just use salty game mode for that, and you just get yourself a Soul Rift and G code, where to be fair these are not the best ones to get, but I did get draw 1 on both of them, so I kind of kept them. But yeah, the best one to always go for is either this Soul Rift where it activates when discarded, or the upgrade one. And with the G code I usually really like this one because you get to check the top 3 cards of the deck and you select one. So you could go with something like this, or if you want to go with a persona one, I really like this one because what's amazing about this, it says plus 15% damage amount to the next attack card used for each card in graveyard. There's going to be a lot of cards in your graveyard. This is also going to be amazing with Heidemarie's nuke build. So when you're about to nuke with Effulgent Release, I believe the card is called, you can literally pop this card off before you use that card just to get that max to 150%. And with the Blessings of Light, they give plus 20% damage, shield gain and heal amount to allied cards. Obviously you're looking more at the damage for your Heidemarie, and you guys can see here, gain 1 blessing of light. 1 blessing of light is going to give you 20% damage for each locked engraving, so you could get 2 of them on your persona. Obviously the dream would be to get all 3. Unfortunately your boy was only able to get 2, so we got 2, we ended up getting 4. So that is gonna be, so yeah, just a lot of damage buffing right there. So you could use it in a normal build that's not a nuke build, but you could also use it for the nuke build too. And then when it comes to the G code and Soul Rift, as you guys can see, the ones I have, it has draw 1. The draw 1's always going to be a nice. I got 1 AP on this one, and I would maybe use another godlike epiphany, see if I could get 1 AP on these 2 adagios. But yeah, overall your goal would be to get 3 to 4 adagios with 1 AP on them. And if you could get the G code and Soul Rift with a draw 1 on them as a common epiphany, that would be amazing too. And with the gear, I don't usually talk about gear, but there is this one piece of gear right here. when using duplicated card, all enemies action count does not decrease for 1 turn. I feel like this is really good if you're able to cycle through your deck for your whole deck in 1 turn. You know, the enemy is not going to be able to act, or it's not going to interrupt your deck. They're not going to be able to put bleed cards or whatever in your deck. So if you can get a bloody pendant, it probably wouldn't be the worst thing. From all I know though, you can't get in the shop or from the question marks. You have to actually get it when you defeat one of the 2 bosses. So yeah, you do have to be kind of lucky, but it does pop up a fair amount depending on how many runs you do though. But yeah, it is pretty a good one, especially with this new season where you've got enemies, you know, taking multiple turns. 1 turn, it could be really nice. But with Nia aside, we are going to get into Selena, and Selena one's going to be really quick because it's really one specific type build. I mean, I don't know, you could probably make a mark build if you want, but we're just going to talk about this build. So let's find it. I think it would probably be something like this, right? So you want to get, wait, hold up, it is definitely not this one. Am I tripping? Okay, this one right here, right? So you're going to keep the sniper's domain because it costs 0+. You can't remove any more cards. What you would essentially want to do with drone bombing, if you could, is get 1 skill drone bombing of this one. So for 1 turn, when performing a attack weakness, 100% chance to trigger coordinated attack on the target. That's a good one. And if you could get 3 upgrade drone bombings, because they do stack, okay, this does stack. So when a passion attribute card is used, 50% coordinated attack on the target, you could get 150% because this does stack. Then the high power scope for 1 turn, when an attack card of another combined is used, 100% coordinated attack. So this is going to allow you to just do a whole bunch of coordinated attacks in a turn with Selena, partnered up with Heidemarie, of course. And to be fair, I don't know what her godlike epiphanies are, because as you guys can see, I haven't even freaking gotten a godlike epiphany on her except for this one here. But yeah, so I don't know what they are on drone bombing or whatever. But with high power scope, if you could get this one, draw 1 card of this unit, that's always going to be amazing. But yeah, if you could get a draw 1 or an AP, if there is epiphanies that give AP for her, that would be the best case scenario. But yeah, really simple deck. Get this high power scope, get 1 skill drone bombing, and if you could get the drone bombing with upgrade, if you could get 3 of them because they do stack, that would also be amazing, and it will just maximize your damage. Obviously the question is going to be AP and draw, if you're going to be able to go through all of that within 1 turn. But that's why that Eternal Neo Hunger build is insane. Now we got Selena out of the way, we are going to talk about Orlea. This is going to be for the nuke build as well, so your boy's working on it as well. So here I have Sacred Sensor, so it's going to create 2 creations, but it's going to give me 2 morale. Bear in mind, this is going to be important because we're trying to nuke in the first turn. So 2 morale from there. Then we have growth acceleration, but with the 2 morale and the godlike epiphany of changing it to 1. So if you're wondering why my godlike epiphanies are like this, is because I didn't get any godlike epiphanies in my run, and I've been using the apply random divine epiphany that you could get from the salty game mode, which is 100% clutch, to apply them onto growth acceleration. So yeah, now this card cost 0, is going to be able to activate the retain effect that obviously we want, but it's also going to give me 2 morale. This one's also going to give me 2 morale, but it has the heal one, so I'll probably reapply a divine epiphany if you can, because I've actually never done that, but it does seem like you can do that. So yeah, I'm trying to get all of them 0 costs because I just feel like that would be amazing, especially with the gain 2 morale. That extra just damage buff you're going to be able to get is going to be amazing for your nuke on Heidemarie. So yeah, pretty simple build. Get the Sacred Sensor, get 4 growth accelerations with the 2 morale on them. If you could get all 4 of them at the cost of 0, that will also be amazing. And with the growing creature, obviously get the softy one, because that's what's gonna allow you to boost your damage a crap ton before you nuke with Heidemarie. I usually go through there, but this one, when the action account of enemies increase plus 30% damage amount to ally cards for 1 turn, just a little boost, but better than nothing. This one, when a single target attack card is used, it does increase. So this might be able to trigger this one. I just don't know if this works with, like, I don't know if it has to be Orlea's card that does it, or if it could just be anyone in the team. So I don't know about that. But then we also do have like stuff like this when 40 or more cards are in graveyard, 2 morale. I don't know if we're gonna be able to touch 40 cards in the graveyard in 1 turn, but you know, you never know. Then, you know, giving a weakness to enemies is always going to be nice. And as you guys can see, when a Quietus card is discarded through ability by allies, draw 1 per turn. This could be really good with someone like Nia, who can discard cards. But yeah, that's the nuke build support deck for Heidemarie. It's going to be with Tiphera. I haven't made that build yet, so I'm just going to talk it through here. But you would essentially get rid of these 3 cards. I guess you would get rid of this one, so that will make it 4, and you would keep Duel of Creation. You will keep this one as well, but here I believe you would like to go with this one here, where it's draw 1, and you would want to get the Epiphany, Godlike Epiphany, that gives you 1 AP, because draw 1, gain 1 AP on a 0 cost card is always going to be amazing, especially if you can cycle through it within 1 turn. That's basically going to be 4 AP and 4 draw for free, which is always going to be good. And essentially all you want to do is create a whole bunch of archetype cards, especially the triangle one, I believe, because the triangle one's going to be able to stack up damage for you. Then you could go start your rotation with Heidemarie and, you know, go do big damage with the nuke build and whatever. But yeah, pretty much simple build with Tiphera. Apologies that I can't go more into depth. As you guys can see, I don't really even play her, but I am going to do that. It's just that when it comes to certain characters, I do like to get this, but right now we're low on these materials. But yeah, I'll probably grind that build soon. But yeah, that's essentially what you want. Use that triangle to boost up Heidemarie's damage to nuke. And if you could get the draw 1 AP, that could also be nice too. And essentially Tiphera is just a really good character, because she's going to be able to heal, give you AP and so on, so it could help with your deck cycling as well. Another one's going to be Cassius. I haven't made the build yet, but you've probably seen some people talk about it. But essentially what you want to do is remove these 3 cards. You could keep shuffle, but I've seen some people remove it. I think this one could be good because it draws 3 and it costs 0, so that could be a good shuffle. Joker you could also keep, but I've seen some people remove that as well. But essentially you want to keep Pop-Eyed Popper, of course, and you go with obviously the 0-1. The initiation one is probably going to be the best one to do, right? And with this one, I believe a lot of people went with the upgrade one, if I'm not mistaken. Or you could just go with one that gives you morale, because from what I know about this build, it's just about morale stacking. And here, this is where it's going to get crazy, because I believe it is... Which one is it? Is it... Wait, 1 quest card, draw 2. Is it this one here? Where it's draw 1 and you get like, for 1 turn, gain like 2 morale. Then you want to get a Godlike Epiphany on top of that. I believe that's the build. So with Devil Dice, get for 1 turn, gain 2 morale. And if you could get a Godlike Epiphany on that, that will also be amazing. But essentially what you're going to be doing is drawing a whole bunch, giving yourself a whole bunch of morale for your Heidemarie to go and do some crazy damage. Now, next one we're going to get into is actually going to be Hugo. So it could be something like this. You could go with 4 Hunting Instincts. I think I did a delegation run and somehow I died on the last boss. But yeah, it's going to be similar to Selena. But yeah, you're just going to be getting yourself a whole bunch of Hunting Instincts and just doing a whole bunch of attacks with Heidemarie. And obviously Hugo's just going to be able to follow up a whole bunch. And thankfully with Quick Fix, you could also get a little bit of draw. You also do have this persona, which was the first time I was actually clicking this persona. And this is the first time I actually realized that you can get some different persona engravings depending on the persona card. So here we have when 7 or more cards are in graveyard, increase damage amount by 100%. We have that twice, doesn't stack. I don't know, I haven't used the Hugo, but I hope it does. But yeah, something crazy like this could also be pretty nice on Hugo. Then you've got, you know, increased by 50%, and you know, obviously this one, there is one that costs 0, so you could use that if you want. But this one, when commence the hunt is activated, 50% coordinated attack on the target, so it gives you a chance to just do a whole bunch of more attacks when you're gaining commence the hunt, or when it's activated, I should say. So yeah, I think this one's actually like really good. And you got to think about it, it's on 3 different Hunting Instincts, you know, so you could actually technically get 3 extra attacks because you have multiple of them, if they all do hit the 50%, of course. But that's why getting the 4th one will probably be nice. So yeah, and what you could do with Quick Fix is probably try to get a Godlike Epiphany on it. And you know, you could try to get a Hunting Instincts Godlike Epiphany, but bear in mind you're gonna have a persona in the deck, so you could only get a Godlike Epiphany on like 3 of them. Then the 4th one you're gonna have to just keep it on a normal one. But yeah, if you can make this cost 0 or give 1 AP or whatever, it could definitely 100% work. But really good build with Heidemarie. Then we're gonna get into Ray. So Ray is always going to be good with any freaking character. Why? Because she could draw She could boost your damage. You know, she could small the deck because it's an exhaust on the snack time. But you can make something similar like this. Now, think about it as you get rid of this persona, you have 2 gear bags and you have 2 reorganized draw cards. For anyone that doesn't know what the reorganized draw card is, it is essentially this one here. So my goal with Ray is to get something similar to what I have over here, right? Keep 3 Predator's Blade for the morale, get rid of this persona, have 2 gear bags, have 2 reorganizes, and with the epiphanies I get on them, it either is going to be 1 AP or 1 morale, just so we could go cycle through the deck with the AP, but also get a whole bunch of morale, so when Heidemarie does attack, she's just able to do a crap ton of damage. So this is like some morale draw 1 turn type build right here, but I haven't perfected it myself. But as I said, it is similar to something like this. Obviously you would want to get the 0 cost one here, no persona, get 2 gear bags, 2 reorganizes, and the epiphanies you get on them either make it gain 1 AP or 1 morale. And most of the time you can go with morale because you're going to be partnering up with Mika. And with Mika, you're going to do something similar. So what you want to do is get Source of Water, the one that gives 3 AP. Remember, this is going to be a build where you're trying to cycle through it in 1 turn. And you're trying to just do as much damage as you can in 1 turn and hopefully defeat the boss in 1 turn. But yeah, something similar like this. Get 3 AP, 2 gear bags with morale on them. You got to reorganize with 1 AP on them. So the dream would have been to get another reorganize, maybe with AP or morale on it. Especially since we managed to get this as well, it would have been perfect if we were just able to get 1 more reorganized, man. It would have been perfect. But as you guys can see, you actually don't want to duplicate them. I just duplicated it because I wasn't lucky enough to get more gear bags or reorganizers. Essentially, you just want to find them in the shop and put them in your deck so they only cost 20. So as you guys can see, if I was to, you know, say if I had this build and there was 1 more shop and I was able to get reorganized, if I put it in my deck, it will be 180, right? Because it only costs 20. But say here, if I was to duplicate it, as you guys can see, I'll go over it. So that's why you want to get them from the shop. But yeah, essentially that is the Ray and Mika build that you would use with Heidemarie. And yeah, you're just drawing through your whole deck, getting a whole bunch of morale and AP to be able to play all the cards and do a crap ton of damage. Also, there is another Mika build. It's something similar to this, but it's more similar to the Orlea and Cassius build, where you want to get for 1 turn gain 2 morale with the 1 AP that is already given, then with 1 draw. So yeah, that's basically essentially the Source of Water you want, and you want to get all 4 of them with tactical analysis with Delude. Or if you want to go with 3 godlike epiphanies on Source of Water and 1 normal one, then get a Quietus card on it, you could also do that. But yeah, for a lot of these support characters, I would also say if you could get them with the 1 AP 1 draw, that's always going to be freaking nice. Like, essentially, I would love to get all those support decks that I just talked about with the 1 AP and draw, just because it gives you that, it just makes it a lot more better and a lot more easier to cycle, and gives you a better chance to cycle because you're drawing 1 more card, which could allow you to get more draw cards. But I feel like I went through all the support deck type builds you would want to build for Heidemarie. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Like, subscribe, run up. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.